I'll make this lesson super easy. Click the subscribe button below and watch this unique lecture for free. Units and measurement. Any property of matter that can be measured and expressed in magnitude and standard unit is called physical quantity. For example, volume is a physical quantity because we can measure volume and expressed in both magnitude and unit. Therefore, volume is a physical quantity. Time is a physical quantity because you can measure time and express it with magnitude and unit. Therefore, time belongs in physical quantity. Mass 15 kilogram. So we can measure mass and expressed by unit. Therefore, mass is a physical quantity. Length is a physical quantity because we can measure length and expressed it by unit. Therefore, length is a physical quantity. Happiness is not a physical quantity because we cannot measure happiness, or there is no instrument that measure happiness and we cannot express it by unit. Therefore, happiness is not a physical quantity. Sadness is not a physical quantity because we cannot measure sadness and we cannot express it by unit. Therefore, sadness is not physical quantity. Love, beauty is not a physical quantity because we cannot measure love, beauty, and we cannot express by unit. That's why they are not physical quantity. We have a physical quantity. Physical quantity has two parts. The one is magnitude, and the other is unit. Magnitude tells us how much, unit tells in what standard measure or unit measure the physical quantity. For example, 15 kilogram. 15 is numerical value, kg is unit. For hours, 4 is numerical value, hours is unit. Physical quantities. We have two types of physical quantity. The one is base units, base quantities. The second one is derived quantities. When we closely look, base quantities, they are independent and they cannot express by other physical quantities. But when we closely look, derived quantities, they are dependent upon base quantities and expressed by physical quantities. Therefore, derived quantities came from multiplying or dividing the basic quantities. For example, basic quantities: length, meter; mass, kilogram; time, second; electric current, ampere; temperature, Kelvin; amount of substance, mole; luminous intensity, candela. But when we come to derived physical quantities, area, which is the product of length and width. Both length and width a basic quantity, but area is a derived quantity because it's the product of two basic quantity, namely length and width. Speed is the ratio of distance and time. Both distance and time is basic quantities, but speed is the derived quantity, which is the ratio of distance and time. Force is a derived quantity because it's the product of mass and acceleration. Don't forget, mass is basic quantity, but acceleration is a derived quantity. Density is the ratio of mass and volume. Density is a derived quantity, but mass is basic quantity. Types of units. We have two types of units, just like the physical quantities. We have base units and derived units. When we look base units, we have a set of 7 fundamental units in a system of measurement. 1, second; s; 2, meter; m; 3, kilogram, kg; 4, Kelvin, K; 5, mole, MOL; 6 ampere A, 7 candela CD. Drive units came from multiplying or dividing basic units. For example, meter times meter equal to m square, which is the area of unit. This meter is base unit, again this meter is base unit, but m square is a derived unit. Again, additional example, the ratio of meter and second. These 2 meter and second is base unit, but m meter per second is the unit of speed, which is derived units. To memorize simply, ACKK, MS, AC, A, ampere, C, candela, this K is Kelvin, and this K is kilogram. The first M is meter, the second M is mole, and the third is second. Thank you.